Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the YouTube channel grecochess, the channel where we discuss, we describe, we comment, we analyze, and we talk about all aspects of the game of chess. I'm your host. My name is Karilos Eniziris, and in this video, we continue playing against the chess.com bots. In the previous video, with the white pieces, we defeated Nilsson from South Africa, Nilsson who is rated 1300. And now it is time to face the same bot Nilsson with the black pieces. And let's see what we can do. Originally we started playing until we would face the first loss. Then we stopped. But after that, a few months later, we resumed. Then we were finally able to overcome a few bots in the meantime and reach now Nilsson. And let's share the screen to see what exactly is happening. You see here the bots on the right part of the screen. First, we eliminated all the beginner bots, these ones, in fact, without any losses. 15 bots, 30 wins in 30 games. And then we continued the intermediate. We had a few setbacks, but now we are here. Nilsson rated 1300. Nilsson now is going to have the white pieces. And Nilsson started by saying, Molo, I have a surprise for you. Your move. That's what you said last time. And you saw what happened. But let's see now what's going to happen this time. Nilsson starts with the pawn to e4, and I'm going to reply with my standard French defense. Ooh, Nilsson, you take out your queen too early to h5. And now, what are you going to do? First of all, let's attack the queen and develop my knight. And there is no pawn you can take. While had I started with the pawn to e5, I would have to think about my pawn first, but now you don't have to worry about it. Nilsson goes to f3. I wish I had the bishop on g4, but let's take the knight now on c6, and then we may have a couple of chances to attack. If I place my knight on e5, I have a double attack against the bishop on c4 and the queen on f6. Is it worthwhile? Unless Nilsson places his queen on c3 or b3, he's going to lose something. Okay, let's go here. Queen goes, knight to e5 with a double attack. Oh yes, also to e2 is a nice place for his queen, supporting the bishop on e4, but I'll continue developing. I think I can have a strong case, and I don't want to place Nilsson's queen on the center. No, if I put my bishop on d6, I block my d7 pawn. Let's place the bishop on e7 and ready to castle. Now my knight is in danger, so now let's remove the bishop. Don't want to have to fight for... Yes, exactly. My knight. What can we do now? If this knight on f6 was not here, we could check. What if I send my knight to g4, but I'm slowing my development? Better develop. Or maybe send the pawn to e5 and to d5 and attack the queen. Okay, let's castle first. Let's continue developing. Now we can start attacking and also open my line and help the development. Let's attack the queen once again with the pawn on c5. If I send my knight on g4, well, let's open the lines. I'm ahead in development. What will happen if I attack the queen knight goes to g4? There's so many places where Nilsson can place his queen safely. Of course, I can check then, but pawn goes to g3. No, let's place my rook on e8. He wants to exchange queens. I don't want to exchange queens. I'm ahead in development. Let my queen go to b6 for now. Pawn goes to e5, attacks my knight, but my knight has many places to go and be safe. For example, d5, attacking the pawn on f4. How to defend it? If I send it to b4, then pawn can go to a3. Then knight can go back to c6. I have squares to go. Why did you... Oh, I'm going to attack the queen and then check from d3. Let's see if this is going to work. Yes. Any follow-up? I wish my bishop... if I did have this pawn on c5. I can take the pawn on b2 and then attack on c4. Can my queen be threatened? I don't think so. Yes, and now I'm threatening the rook on a1. I have an extra pawn, and I'm winning the rook. But do I need to be careful? I don't think so. Even if king goes to f2, I'm winning the pawn on a2. No. Any danger? My queen will take one more pawn. Materially, I'm way ahead, but now that we're ahead, now I think... Oh, no, be careful. I want to exchange queens, but the knight is on b1. Let's also start developing my bishop on c8 that currently does nothing. Attacking the pawn on c4 would be great if I can win it. Oh, you're threatening my queen, but my queen will go now to take the pawn on c4. It's protected by the bishop on e6 just in case. Okay. What can I do? What I need is better control of the e file. The queen cannot take the knight because the other knight will take my queen. Okay, I'm going to double my rooks on the d file. Queen is attacking the bishop, but white queen, but the black queen defends it. My other rook goes here. We're doubling on the d file. Now, yes, I'm attacking the queen. My rook is safe on d2. If I take the knight on e2, my rook, meaning from d2, takes the knight on e2. The knight from c3 takes on e2, but then my queen takes again, supported by the bishop. So I win 2 knights for the rook. I think that's a good trade. I'm starting to get a bit worried about this one. A little bit too late, Mr. Nilsson. Yes, my material is +9 as you see here. Let's get more material. Queen goes to g4 check. Queen goes to f4 check. Make sure that... No, I cannot take the next pawn here on e5 because the white queen is there. But what if my rook makes it to d2? Yes, but I have to be careful of a back rank, even though the queen and the rook... Queen to f2 mate. Let's be sure. I think so. Yes, I beat Nilsson. How did he defend that and come out ahead? Can I get a rematch? Nilsson, we played once with white, once with black, and now it's time for the next pawn. So we defeated Nilsson with black quite easily. You see what happens when you take your queen too early, and I'm surprised that at the 1300 level a bot can do such a strategic mistake. But let's review the game from the beginning. We needed 32 moves, as you see here. What does the computer have to say? Let's see. Accuracies. 70.2 for Nilsson. I thought its name was Nilsson. Yes, why do they say here junior bot? That's what I'm a little bit surprised. And 82.2 for me, not as good as I would like, but what can I say? And ratings, I played as if my rating was 1900 and Nilsson as if was 900, way below his 1300. I had two great moves, no brilliancies anywhere. One book each of us. Best 14 versus 9 for me. Excellent 8 versus 7 for Nilsson. Good 4 versus 2 for Nilsson. And in the negatives, 5 inaccuracies and 3 mistakes for Nilsson. 3 inaccuracies, 1 mistake, and 2 misses for me. But let's see what happened. What did we miss? And where did we have a mistake? Let's see what we can learn out of that. Book until now, and of course this is a mistake. The better move was to prepare a bishop for development, not the queen so early, of course. Uh, you develop your piece while winning a tempo on the queen. The computer would rather have my pawn go to d5. I'm not sure why that would be better, because I would have to be quite careful. To f3, knight to c6, the best move. Bishop to c4, another mistake, and you see that I'm already up by, let's minimize this, by 168, just from the fourth move. Computer doesn't like it, rather have me develop my bishop. It's better to avoid moving the same piece in the opening, yes, but you exert pressure and double attack, even though there is answer, one of them. Now they want me to pawn on d5. The problem is that if Nilsson takes it, then my knight on e5 will be under attack, and I'll have to think how to save this one, while the d5 pawn will also pressure e6. That's why computer thinks a mistake. I don't think, at least not practically. Advantage force with 0.44. This is a blunder. Why is it a blunder? 236. Is this one of my misses? No, that's a great move, yes. Doesn't like my castling, a miss. I missed what? Pawn to d5. Yes, I win a tempo, I strengthen, but I'm not winning any material. Blunder. Yes. Here, a great move. No, they want me to take the pawn on e4. They don't want to continue the attack. I don't like my rook on e8 in accuracy, but I'm seeing a little bit further that my rook is with the white queen on the same file. And if bishop and the 2 pawns disappear, black is in trouble. Mistake. Oh, yeah, this I should have seen it. Pawn on e4. Knight, yes. Correct. Knight to b4, good move. Inaccuracy. I don't understand why did Nilsson play this. Nilsson better develop the knight from g1 to f3, for example, or even to e2, and then castle. That would have been the best. Taking the queen. Oh, I missed a big one. If knight went to c2, I would have... This is really a miss, not just a good move. I would have a double attack on queen and rook. Still ahead by 3. Yes, I win the pawn. Why was this a mistake? No, would rather have the knight go out and not, because now I'm winning an entire rook. Taking the pawn on e2. I would rather have the bishop go to d7 first. I open the diagonal for my bishop. Would rather have my bishop. Oh, then I would threaten the rook if I want to b7, but of course the rook has at least 3 squares to go. Yes, capture that free pawn. Fine with the computer, but would rather have my bishop go to b7. And my goes here. Excellent. Is a computer like their choice, but now your queen is threatened. And now, yes, I'm going to win the two knights for the bishop. And now let's see. I see the M coming. Where did the M come from? Now I have M4, mate in 4 moves if I play correctly. As you see, I needed 5 moves. M3, M2. I'm 2 moves away from mate. But it would take me, I think, 4 moves. 2 moves again. 2 moves again. It says I'm 2 moves away from mate. And I didn't play the most accurate. I went for the pawn. What would have been the... Okay. Okay, here it is. Yes, 2 moves. Now the computer believes I have made in 2 moves. Let's see how. Queen can go to e3 with a check. King goes to... And then my rook on d2. Yes, I know. Continue the checkmate attack. Ah, yes. If the queen went on e3, the king would go to g2, h2, and then my rook on d2 would be a little bit faster. So again, same story. The rook should have gone to d2 now. Now it's mate in 1, and we finished. Yes, I could have had the mate a couple of moves earlier, or maybe even 3 moves earlier. But in any case, we defeated Nilsson. And let's see what is the next bot going to be. The next bot is Jade from Belgium, I think. From Belgium, yes. Again, 1300. Once we finish, assuming we do well with Jade, we have 3 bots of 1400. David from Peru, Ali from Indonesia, and Matteo from Argentina, if I guess the flags correctly. And after that, we have 20 advanced. Oh, that would be great. And then the masters. And this will be the very top. I'm not sure about the athletes and the musicians. Maybe the top players later. We'll see what we can do later. But let's also give one more look at the tournaments we're following. Grecochess, 2 games to go, same story. We have Maxim Govorucha from the Ukraine and Barak Seva from Israel. They have 4 points each of them and 4 tightening breaking points, and they are playing the 2 games between them. And whoever gets at least 1.5 out of 2 is going to win the tournament. If they get 1 point each, then we'll have to discuss how to resolve the tie. But let's see the other one. The Underwater Moonlight. 28 players have made it to the second round in 4 groups of 7. Top 3 advance from every group, and let's see how things are going. Here are the pairings, and Maxim Govorucha from the Ukraine starts with a win. He defeated Oli Kimbo from Australia. This is in fact, Maxim Govorucha in the black pieces. This is the first semi-final, not the first semi-round 2 game that's completed. And let's see how this tournament is going to go. But that's it for now, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for watching. Thanks to all the viewers that we've had, to the subscribers. We have more subscribers coming on, and if you have not subscribed yet, please consider. All it takes is to hit the subscribe button, to the likes, and to the nice comments we've had recently. Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for watching. This is the Greco Chess YouTube channel. I'm your host, Harila Saniziris, and for the next video, assuming nothing extraordinary happens, once again a puzzle rush. We are going to have, the plan for now is to have a bot we play twice, once with white, once with black, and then the video with a puzzle rush. I'm Harry Lasaniziris. Goodbye.